Sometimes when I crawl out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch these games, which are on 7 o'clock over in South Africa, I may have missed some scoring. By the time I can get out of bed, because I set my alarm for kickoff time, by the time I get out of bed and turn the TV on, start making my coffee, sometimes there's already points on the board. Not this game. It took quite some time to get any points on the board, and even longer to get tries. It's probably not going to go down as a real classic, although the last 10 minutes made the previous, 60, I would say, pretty worthwhile. And that's often the way games go, and I think I prefer that close finish to most other things, to be honest. I can handle a bunch of poor handling and turnovers and whatnot if you give me an exciting finish. So that was kind of where this game was at. I'll go over some of the key stats, the key moments, and you guys can let me know your thoughts as well. Interestingly, I saw Frant's name was named in the lineup, but by the time, they may have mentioned it in the pre-match, but I didn't see him play, so he must have pulled out for whatever reason. But if any of you guys know what happened there, do let me know. Both sides were turning down penalties early. And when I say early, I mean up until about the first half an hour. Nobody wanted to take a shot at goal. Everyone was going for the lineouts. The lineouts were a bit average. I think the Cheetahs especially, their lineout was operating a not particularly great success rate. They missed a couple. The Sharks missed one in that first half. It was still 0-0 after half an hour. A lot of handling errors, as I said, lineout errors. The Sharks scrum seemed to be winning the majority of the penalties early on. But yeah, nobody was kicking them. There was one moment where I think Clayton Blommakeys stopped Ward getting a try with his boot. There was a ball that was going through and maybe Ward would have got to it to score it, but Blommakeys was able to put boot to ball loose just before that happened. So a good try save. Koo and Bosch had one kick for touch, or at least kick for distance, that ended up going shanking right off the side of his boot and travelling backwards. It's about as bad a kick as you will see. He makes up for it later with a proper bit of magic one, but yeah, that one was not pretty and was maybe indicative of the way the game was going. Just the execution wasn't there. The final 10 minutes, you do see the Sharks kick a penalty on 33. The Cheetahs miss one pretty much on the return. The Sharks did that age-old mistake of conceding a penalty right after scoring points, but the Cheetahs missed it, so 3 points missed for them. And they almost scored from a follow-up with Tian Schoolman getting a line break, getting it to Blommakeys. Blommakeys passed it to Speckman. I think all Speckman needed to do was catch that and go, and it would have been try time, but he knocked it on. So that's potentially 10 missed points for the Cheetahs there. On the hooter, Vigna gets a yellow card. It's for the Cheetahs, it's I guess, a culmination of penalties conceded for the Cheetahs. So that leads to him getting the guy. He's the one who gets the yellow card, and the Sharks kick that right before halftime. So they go into halftime with a 6-0 lead. 6-0. But if you look at the stats, you'd be kind of amazed that the Cheetahs were behind in the first half. Second half kind of shifts in its trajectory, but first half, 74 run meters to 190 in favour of the Cheetahs. 12 defenders beaten to 6 in favour of the Cheetahs. Turnovers conceded, though. That is a big problem. Both sides. The Cheetahs conceded 10. The Sharks have conceded 6. That's a lot of coughed up ball. And nobody was really able to go through phases in that first half. You didn't see a period of pressure. It was they built up 10 phases. Just didn't happen. The Sharks made 26 out of 38 tackles, which I think is 68%, which is not particularly good in that first half, but conceded no points, so who cares, right? The Cheetahs was 29 from 35, which is 83%, but they conceded 2 penalties. So yeah, first half, a few penalties at the end, a few missed opportunities. Sharks end up on top. The Cheetahs do kick a penalty in the second half on 48 minutes, and that's right towards the end of that yellow card. So the yellow card actually finishes 3 points apiece. So the Cheetahs do pretty well to manage that. Score is 6-3. It looks like Ward has got a try on 52. There's a loose ball from an up and under. The Cheetahs can't take an up and under. The Sharks get it to Ward, who goes over for a try. But on closer inspection, the reason the Cheetahs didn't get the ball from the... there's a fly buzzing around as well. The reason the Cheetahs didn't get the ball from the up and under was Libok, I think, took out the Cheetahs man before he was able to get the ball. So they chalked that one off. 54 minutes, the Cheetahs take another shot at goal and they miss it. It's short. So how many points is that? Like 13 potentially for the Cheetahs. I mean, the Sharks in the first half turned out loads of penalties as well. But the Cheetahs ones are ones they actually kicked and missed. 57 minutes, the Sharks kick another to make it 9-3. At 9-3, I was thinking it's probably going to do it in this game. It doesn't look like anyone's really going to break through. Too many knock-ons at key moments. There's one moment on 65 minutes where Skuman and Van der Mesh have like a head clash. And the commentary team were thinking, man, he could be in big trouble, Van der Mesh here, because it's like a high shot. It's weird how some refs just say a head clash is a head clash, and yet that one they were like, that's a high shot, so they reduce it down to just a penalty. The Cheetahs kick it to make it 9-6. 9-6 is game on, and especially then you finally get a try through Small Smith. The pass, to be fair, as that fly is driving me crazy, the weather's warming up, so the flies are bloody coming back. The pass did look forward. Like, Small Smith went through a gap. And it looked like he was kind of partially already through the gap by the time he got the ball. I don't know. They didn't really show the kind of out-of-the-hands thing very well. But anyway, they give it, and it's 13-9. Cheetahs go in front. There's only less than 10 minutes to go. It looks like it's going to be done and dusted. But Speckman gets yellow carded on like 73 minutes. Initially, I thought, man, that's harsh. But on the replay, he deliberately knocked it on, man. There was a pass going to the man outside, and Speckman, on the review, it looked pretty obvious that he deliberately knocked it on. So, yeah, pretty silly yellow card. And the Sharks do not need an invitation, or second invitation, to score some points because Kerwin Bosch, and it's right after the Sharks have gone close, Cheetahs have turned them over and kicked it clear. The Sharks on their second attempt. You can't give them a second attempt, man. Bosch puts through an absolutely magic cross kick. It's a thing of beauty. And Tumbuer, who's not been on long, he goes over. He grabs it and goes over for the try. Lead changes again. Sharks back in front. They kick the conversion at 16-13. 7 points during the yellow card. Right at the death, Cheetahs concede another penalty. They're not happy about it, but it's what it is. Bosch kicks a long one to make it 19-13. 10 points conceded in the yellow card for the Cheetahs. Pretty costly. But hell of an execution at the death, man. Both sides leave those points to the last 10 minutes, but it was all to play for. So, yeah, congratulations to the Sharks. Good win. Good win. Yeah, good win. The game was pretty ugly at times. Like I said, neither side was able to really build, but hell of a finish. Run meters 243 to 279, so it kind of evened out. Defenders beaten 15-16, again kind of evened out. It was all Cheetahs in the first half. Clean breaks 3-6, so the Cheetahs still led that stat. Turnovers conceded 14-12 is still pretty high. Tackling percentage as well. The Cheetahs had to make 87. The Sharks only had to make 41 by the full-time whistle, but the Sharks 41 tackles, 16 missed. They still managed to miss more than the Cheetahs, who missed 15, but they made 87. So defensively, maybe the Sharks are a bit suspect, but they only conceded one try. So again, sometimes that's the way it goes. Marius Lowe had 43 run meters, 3 defenders beaten for the Sharks. I think he won that last turnover penalty at the death as well to win the game. Insilo had 10 from 10 tackles, which was the best of the bunch for the Cheetahs in that one. So yeah, 19-13 is the way it finishes. The Sharks go away to the Griquas next week. The Cheetahs go away to the Stormers. The competition is still all to play for, and that's the first loss for the Cheetahs. But yeah, tight game. You guys let me know what you reckon about it. Forward pass for the Small Smith try. Speckman's yellow card. Deserved. Accidental. I'm probably going to go kill a fly because it's buzzing around and driving me nuts. Anyway, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.